Hi, my name is Chris Lair. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out today to be a part of my presentation. I'm doing a presentation on living history in my family, and I chose my son, Sergeant Anthony Thomas Jordan of the U.S. Marine Corps. I called Anthony to ask him questions for my research. I asked him what was the name of the war that he was in, and he said the name of the war was the Operation Iraqi Freedom. And I asked him what was the dates, and he said it was from March of 2003 to July of this year, 2010. I asked him what was the reason for the war, and he said the reason was we needed to dethrone Saddam Hussein from power, and we needed to go in and confiscate weapons of mass destruction. So I told him I would call him back, let me do some research. I called him back after I learned that our president still had some hostility from the Gulf War in 1991. He also asked them to surrender their missiles and all the weapons of mass destruction. We sent in some inspectors to make sure that that was being done. We had 9/11 happen, and he felt that they had something to do with that. He asked Saddam Hussein and his sons to go into exile, and he was giving them 48 hours to do so. Saddam Hussein did not agree to that, so on March 17th of 2003, President Bush declared war. Anthony was 19 years old when he got the call that he will be going in because his ship that he was doing his 6-month rotation with the Navy was the closest. And he reminded them that when he became a Marine, his job function was to be in the rear with the gear. And they told him, not today, son. You're going in, and you need to be on deck by whatever time it was that they gave him. He did get to make a phone call before they went into war, and that would be a call I always remember because he was like, Mom, are you sitting down? And then when he told me he was going in, I asked him, I said, well, I thought your job was to be in the rear with the gear. He said, yeah, Mom, I thought so too, but they told me not today. I said, well, Anthony, please come home safe and sound and in one piece so that your mother can kill you. The next thing I asked him was some of his memories of being at war. And he said that when he went in for his first rotation, which was August of 2002 to June of 2003, when he came in from combat, I guess it was, he turned on the TV and he saw the people dancing in the street, singing and destroying property that belonged to Saddam Hussein, and that made him feel good because he felt leery to the reasons why they were there and if they were actually being appreciated. He said on his second rotation, he got into a small firefight with troops who were there. They were combative troops who were there, and they were like just trying to get that victory. They were losing, and we were taking over, and this was just like their last stand before we completely took over. So that was like a memorable moment for him. And then he also mentioned that being a veteran and being in the second rotation, a lot of the veterans became real relaxed with their environment and just used to being there. And the guards were down. And one morning when he woke, he learned that one of their aircraft had been shot down. He said no one was killed, but everyone was injured. And that just brought them back to the realization that they were at war and they needed to keep their guards up and be on the lookout for things to happen. He also said that he had a lot of other memories that he cared not to talk about. So, he kept those things to himself. So then that prompts me to ask him, how do he cope with being a veteran? And he said that, you know, talking to other veterans who have actually experienced war was a good coping mechanism. He enjoys being a Marine. He's making a career out of it. He's been in now for 12 years, and he hopes to retire after 20. And he's proud to be a Marine. I'm proud of him. And I thank everybody for coming out to hear my speech, and get home safely.